My dear spiritual seekers, brothers and sisters, not all days are the same. Stay awake. It is the duty of the parents and Guru to constantly take care of their loved and dear ones and inspire them to tread forward carefully. Guide them to avoid the obstacles on the way and inspire them to stay cautious. This world is constantly changing. What is present today may not be around tomorrow. People think about what is going to happen in the near future, but only the true yogis have a clear vision of what might happen. They give the example of King Dashrath and Bhagwan Ram on the overnight change from coronation to going to the forest. Bhagwan Ram was aware of the happenings, but the common man will not know the events of the future. These topics are brought up in a discourse so that you do not get jittery or perturbed in any trouble or difficulty, and truthfully stay focused on your daily tasks. Mother Kunti's 5 sons were enlightened souls. Sati Draupadi was born out of Yagna fire. Even such great souls had to suffer and bear the consequences of their good and bad actions. The Pandavas had to beg for food, change their appearance, and serve in King Virat's kingdom. Their house was burned to ashes by the shrewd Duryodhan and Shakuni. Because of their good and pious deeds, Bhagwan Krishna stayed by their side. They still had to bear the fruits of their actions, but a pious cosmic energy gave them the confidence to keep moving on. They did not commit suicide even under extreme, troubled situations. This is how God's blessing manifests. Dear loved ones, Bhagwan Ram, who was Bhagwan Vishnu himself, and Lakshmanji had to live in the forest for 14 years. Adi Shakti Ma Sita, who had the energy to grant all kinds of powers to Hanumanji, was kidnapped by Ravan. What I want to say is that such capable Dev forms also had to suffer. At the core, these are just acts and plays of God. Even the gods have to do many acts and plays for the welfare of this world. But it shows the sufferings they go through. Even the great kings faced difficulties in their lifetimes. So, if you and I have difficulties in our lives, we should not be afraid. In my life and Mayaji's life, we have faced many difficulties too. Some good, some bad times. I have lived through them in caves, mountains, riverbanks, etc. for almost 25 to 30 years. Meditation and bhajan gave me the strength. My staunch pledge and conviction never got swayed. I did not fall in the trap of greed, wealth, property, or other mystic powers. Just stayed focused on my goal, free of worldly desires. I managed to stay healthy even in the midst of difficulties. This is all God's blessing. Dear folks, when the saints and scriptures talk about keep awake, they look at your past, your ancestors, your present, and the future times, whether you're progressing or not. This also shows how the times are always changing. Happiness and sorrow both come in your life. You recognize your true friends in the time of need. Your friends in good times disappear during your bad times, and only very few remain with you. Those who remain with you are your true friends. But remember, God and Sadguru are always with you during your good and bad times. So do not get perturbed anytime and stay on the course of good, pious deeds. The people who do not stray from the path of righteousness, truth, and justice are the true humans. That is why the saints constantly remind you to be careful. You might know or might have heard or read in the past the demons created obstacles in the paths of yagna and spiritual discourses. Similarly, at present, the formless or bodiless demon in the form of coronavirus is preventing people from gathering in large numbers to visit religious places or perform yagnas and other rituals in groups. The government is taking action for the safety of people and for ending the pandemic. When such obstacles are present, you should still continue the religious and spiritual tasks in small groups of 2 to 5 people. You might have noticed that the large gathering for discourses and religious functions have stopped. People cannot go to the temples in large numbers to seek blessings. At this difficult time, it is particularly important to live very carefully. In parallel, helping the poor and needy is extremely good and beneficial for humankind. Sometimes it is easy to make mistakes in the company of bad people, living in worldly pleasures or being egocentric. You still must bear the fruits of such deeds. Dear seekers, you should always remember that the human body is best amongst all the physical forms to achieve a higher state of spiritual growth. It is the best among the 84 lakhs other forms of life. So even after being born in this highest form, the people who are not awake to this fact and do not take part in jap, yagna, good and pious deeds, and do not recognize this priceless human form, they will only regret in the future. I want to specially inform you all to continue doing your jap and other daily spiritual practices in the morning and evening or whenever you have time. Sadguru and your own guru or deity are always with you. They always help you and will continue to do so. Always believe in that and keep acting on your good deeds. It is said that you should never doubt and always believe in your parents, your guru, and God. Kali Yuga is another era like Satyug, Dwapar Yuga, and Treta Yuga. The humankind has earned prestige and wealth in all these times with jap, and meditation. They have become great kings and achieved the highest honors. But very few people have given up wealth and pleasures to devote their lives to go beyond their worldly actions and achieve higher stages. Many very good devotees have gotten trapped in the worldly desires in spite of having a very capable guru. It is difficult to find and get attached to the highest gurus like Bhagwan Dattatreya, Lomash Rishi, Narad Rishi, Rishi Vashisht, and Hanumanji. But when people have stayed focused and dedicated, they have achieved the highest stage of liberation. Guru, whether formless or in physical form, can help you achieve that state. The scriptures describe the formless Guru for liberation. I am not going to talk on Upanishads or Puranas here, but Goswami Tulsidas ji, under the guidance of Sadguru like Hanumanji, has vividly described the secrets of both the formless and physical forms of a guru in Ramayana. He says, without a guru's guidance and help, you cannot get liberated, even if you have the capabilities like that of Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva. I am not writing anything very special here, but looking at the present times, you need to be especially alert. Wherever you live, stay on the course of good actions and deeds, and always, always put your mind in Sadguru's lotus feet. Don't become an egoist. Keep doing jap and meditation at your homes or in small groups as permitted by the government. Always remember that Sadguru's energy is present and very potent in the Sadguru spoken mantra. You can do Hari Om Tat Sat Jai Gurudat and sit in meditation. Your mind will be very peaceful. Doing this with full faith and belief and offering in Sadguru's lotus feet is greatly beneficial and worth experiencing. All ashram people, Mayaji, and I remember you very much. In this subtle form, I'm always looking after your welfare. Devesh Kumarji has been doing his 8 to 10 hours yagna every day for the last 12 years. His goal is also only to please Sadguru and Mataji and the welfare of this world. The Sadguru temple construction work is in full swing under the supervision of Mayaji. I hope that you all feel happy hearing about these activities. Take care of yourself, your family, and friends. We will all meet when the time is more conducive. In remembrance of you all, Jai Gurudat.